Welcome to Chat with a Coach. So, this is kind of one of my favorite nutrition questions because I get it quite frequently, and there's some confusion with it. And the question is cheat days, are they a dietary disaster or are they a balanced strategy? So, the first thing we have to do is let's look at the question. The question is, hey, coach, does a cheat day, do you do cheat days? Can I do a cheat day? Does it completely derail my progress? Well, the first thing we have to think about is an energy balance. So let's make the assumption that we're trying to aim for about a pound of fat loss per week. Traditionally, that means that you're going to try to lose about 3,500 calories. And so that gives us somewhere about a 600 to 700 calorie deficit per day. So the question is, does the body like reset at midnight and then all of a sudden it starts over on this? We'll just use 500 calorie deficit. No, it does not. What we're more concerned about is that total 3,500 calorie deficit for the week. So that brings us to, what's a flexible caloric strategy that we can do? And one of the things that I have some of my clients do is let's assume that for some reason that they have a big event on the weekend. So it could be a big event that they need more calories for, or it could be a big event that they need more calories in order to enjoy the socialization and that type of stuff. The big thing is you don't have to have the same caloric deficit on a daily basis. So you can create a larger deficit on some day and a lower deficit on other days, as long as we're kind of keeping our total weekly deficit there. Now, one thing I want to caution is if you're going to do a caloric deficit, do it in carbohydrates and fats. Don't do it in your protein because you do need to have that protein there for recovery and for building muscle. So for instance, let's say that we know, and we're just going to say a general 2,000 calorie diet. So we know that on Sunday we're going to go to a big party. And for those who think about Thanksgiving coming up, this is an example. But let's say we know a big party is going to come up, and we want to have some calories banked. So what we would do is Monday through Saturday, let's say we would just add an additional 100 calorie deficit. Again, don't do it with your protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So you have that 100 calorie deficit. That gives you 600 calories banked. You get to Sunday, you have 2,600 calories that you can use. So that's kind of, just lowering the deficit or increasing the deficit per day, banking those calories until the end. So, you know, is that a good strategy? Well, yeah, there's some great psychological benefits to it. I mean, planned indulgences makes you feel like these it reduces basically your feeling of depravity. Also, it helps with the long-term adherence to a program, and it allows you to have these like social events and your favorite foods. I mean, you might want to have a Friday night pizza night. And just remember, one meal, one day, that doesn't completely destroy your progress. It's consistency over time that really matters and getting back to being consistent after the indulgence. So, what is there an alternative to this? Yes. So, this is the one that I prefer, and we call these refeed days. They have a slightly different reason why we do these. And the refeed days are done in order to help focus it. I mean, we focus in on a carbohydrate and it helps boost metabolism and workout performance. And honestly, it's less risky than having like this unrestricted, complete, um, you know, melee of whatever you want to eat. So when do I implement a refeed day for, my nutrition clients and so forth? Well, typically after about 4 or 5 weeks of very, very consistent macronutrient tracking and hitting their numbers, then we add in a refeed. And so what'll basically happen, let's say that you're on a 2,000 calorie, I don't take you down to 1,900 each day. On that Saturday, we increase that by carbohydrates by, maybe 200 calories. So, and it also keeps the body from plateauing. So I always get it. Well, what do you do? All right. So I jokingly tell people that I burned up all of my cheat days for 50 years. Um, yeah, it's kind of it's kind of funny. But what do I do? All right. So on a daily basis, let's say tonight, my buddy Rafi and my wife Dana, let's say we're going to go to the kebab house. Well, I know the kebab house is going to be about 1,000 calories. It's a lot because you're doing kebabs, you're doing salad, you're doing chili, you're doing non bread. When I woke up this morning, I went into my Macro Factor app. I went ahead and I logged that meal for tonight. It's already there. Then I could see what my caloric balance was for the day. Then I stick to this. So, no, I'm not going to have my typical pre workout, breakfast, midday snack, lunch, snack, supper, finish, and snack before supper. I'm not going to have that today. Um, I'm going to have and I'm going to keep my protein though. So I am going to have my protein shake at this, midday, and I'm going to have my protein shake in the afternoon. But I'm going to bank those little time. I'm going to bank some calories for that. So what's kind of the key takeaways of this? Well, first off, flexibility doesn't mean failure. It just means planning ahead, and that's the key to almost all of this is just planning ahead. Choose a strategy that fits your goals and your lifestyle. So, have you ever done a refeed day? Have you ever done a cheat day? How did that affect your progress? Throw it down in the comments. Let me see how you did. All right. If you got a question, throw it down there. See you on the next question.